Hi everyone, today I would like to talk to you about my research. This January I traveled to Madagascar to complete a survey of vanilla farmers for my thesis project at Hampshire College. This survey was meant to understand key indicators of interest about the actual people there, and was done in a conversational mode of interview between myself, a translator, and the farmer. This allowed me a chance to question and evaluate existing reports of these people. Most organizations publicly acknowledge how they obtain their information, although many do not allow for empirical critique, as their methods rely on qualitative information and not that of quantitative nature. This is a large issue because if we have no way to evaluate what is actually going on in these countries, then it's very difficult for us to understand how our aid money is being used. Is it actually going to projects that we originally set out for? Or are these projects failing? This is a large issue that survey methods are able to tackle and can give empirical evidence to support different claims and reports published about communities in Africa. Aside from this though, these villages are at the center of many different products, food items, and other various commodities, as they give them their flavor. Without vanilla, where would our ice cream be? Not in our stomachs, I suppose. And what about all our skincare cosmetics, perfumes, and other beauty products, which derive their lovely scents only to mask their ineffectiveness? This issue we believe, under pretense to have been solved by chemistry, this is only based out of unscientific claims. For example, those who wish to dismiss natural flavors as replaceable by those manufactured often explain how vanillin is the main ingredient of flavor in a vanilla bean, as it is what produces the flavor. So to create a product that isolates this molecule, or at least minimizes other organic compounds, would be the ideal. Although this does not compute then with human anatomy. Our taste buds are much more complex than only being receptive to one molecule, like the one named vanillin. Our taste buds are connected to our central nervous system, which is regulated by our body's endocrine system. All of this works to fulfill human needs for survival, and so it is essential that we put farmers back into the center of vanilla, and focus less on this one singular molecule. Now, I can also provide more info on how synthetic vanilla is composed of substances deemed undesirable for the human body, like that of propane, like that of cancer-causing molecules. I could tell you about how these small percentages of not pure vanillin, other than alcohol of course, are toxic to the human body. I could tell you that vanilla beans are composed of over 400 other identifiable organic compounds that are perfectly safe to consume. But I would like to discuss these communities more before this video becomes too long. Many people who I interviewed prior told me that no one in these areas grew vanilla. I was concerned though because it seemed perfectly normal for these people of another region to be growing such a beneficial crop like that of vanilla. Even if these areas are not located near the processing co-ops that exist in the north, and that is where most of the money is being made, as processed vanilla can be sold for a much higher amount than green vanilla. This does not mean that there are multitudes of farmers who are trying to make a living by selling this pricey crop. One issue that these communities face is that there's a lack of jobs, and there's a lack of ability for people to make a monetary living to support themselves when food and natural growing foods run low. These natural foods are only rice, beans, cassava, pineapples, bananas, all things that most people grow within their own plot of lands. Although in certain times of the season, food becomes scarce. If people do not have money though to pay for commodities, other types of food items, then they starve. And when people starve, they're driven to do destruction of the rainforest, and they're driven to hunt. This has large implications for the natural rainforest. Because of vanilla's high price, people are driven to thieve and crime to make a living. If someone can go into someone else's yard, cut off some of the beans, run off with it, sell it to one of these co-ops, they can make a good amount of money without even needing to procure all the time and effort that it takes to take care of a vanilla plant. So to create peace, this co-op hopes to pay farmers an adequate price for their beans so they can hire guards and hire field workers that can help to sustain a better community surrounding these vanilla farmers and can help protect them from thievery and other types of crime, including the complete devastation of their crops. I've met farmers out there who have had all their plants uprooted with the tutor tree that's attached, the vine grows around. I've met tons of farmers who have had that entire tree and plant dug out of the ground in the middle of the night. So by facilitating donations, we can help make this impact, this positive impact, a reality. The more money that I can sustain in this first year, the more that I can give back to the communities. The more that my baseline can increase, the more that I can help procure larger development goals. But first, it's creating these jobs, especially guards and field workers, for these farmers. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.